I am going to do a very watered down version, very quick version of what is happening, okay? Let's do this. Okay. First things first, what is shorting? Shorting a stock. Very simple. This person or institution has shares of a stock, okay? That stock is currently at $100. And you say, I would like to borrow that share from you, and I'll give it back to you at $100. So they basically sell you that share at $100 and tell you they'll take that share back at $100. You then take that share and you sell it into the market for $100. That stock drops to $80. You then buy back that share at $80. You give it back to them for $100 and you keep the $20. That's a basic TLDR of what shorting is, okay? Basic TLDR. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that are involved here, but I'm just giving you an understanding, okay? You'd make the difference. However, this could go against you because if you take it for $100 and the stock goes up to $200 and you're still holding, they're going to take it back from you for $100. You just lost $100 per share. Okay? That's the basic TLDR of what shorting is. Now, if an institution or somebody decides to short a stock or a company, they're borrowing these shares. For example, GameStop. Let's say GameStop was $10. I think that is completely overvalued. I am going to short it, so I'm going to borrow these shares. Well, there's a couple things that happen when an institution actually shorts a stock, okay? Number one, they're hoping it goes down, but at an institution level, and this is why we're talking about how it's not fair that the institutions get to do it, by doing it, the press goes out and they announce, we are shorting this stock. Well, what does that do? That also scares a lot of people to sell their stock, which in turn drives the price down, meaning those institutions make a shitload of more money. How is that not market manipulation is the question. Wait, you're telling me that this company worth $35 billion can borrow these shares, short it, and then tell everybody they're shorting it, scaring people to sell it, to drop it more to make more money. Okay? That is bullshit. However, that's one thing. That right there is market manipulation, legal market manipulation. Oh, boo-hoo, those guys, right? Fuck those guys. Now, that already is bullshit. But the problem here is that these companies, including Melvin Capital and whatnot, okay, borrowed on leverage. Instead of borrowing every single share GameStop has, they leveraged an additional 40% more shares than that company has. That's like you taking out a loan with a 40% interest rate. They now have 140% of every share, every piece of that company borrowed to bet against it. All right? So now what happens is all of a sudden, you see the little guy noticing this and said, holy shit. Remember when we go back to that part where if they have a share and they shorted it, but it goes higher, they lose money? Well, obviously it's been manipulated down to a level that, yeah, GameStop is shit, but it's not $4 shit. So we can make money on this undervalued stock. So that starts moving the stock up. Then all of a sudden it gains momentum. And then traders start finding out that we can not only fuck these people, but we can make more money. How is that possible? We start doing this and all of a sudden these companies, okay, are now getting to a point where they're negative on the shares they own. And that's when a short squeeze can happen. What is a short squeeze? Short squeeze is stock is doing this, it's going up, right? Now, they borrowed those shares and they're now underwater. Those shares are worth now more than they borrowed. And if that continues up, at some point they have to cover their shares. How do you cover that? Remember what I said, they have to buy those shares back at whatever the current price is. So now when you have a company having 140% of the float or the amount of shares, and they have all this money and they've got to buy it, they now have to spend billions of dollars to buy shares way higher than what they borrowed them at, which then in turn drives the price up more. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And when a bunch of degens found out about this, we can now fuck this guy over and make money if they have to dump capital in and shoot the price up. Thank you. And the last nail in the coffin was old Elon Musk. Okay? That basically, in a nutshell, is what shorting is, what happened, how we got here, and why. Now, why is everything else exploding? Because the rest of the world is following this, because all the news are covering it, and they're explaining what a short sell is, and so guess what? A bunch of degens said, wait a second. If they can do this to GameStop, What other companies have a shitload of shorts float on it? 98% on AMC, Express, etc., etc., etc. And now you've got the entire world watching this, wanting to make money because they're in the middle of a pandemic where they've been getting fucked and the rich have been getting richer. They're like, I got nothing else to lose. You know what? I got a stimulus check. Let me throw my ass in here. And guess what? We go agane. And that is what is happening. This one instance that was kicked off by some people at Wall Street Bets and retail traders has now drove this to happen. And because this is happening, this is insane. At some point, this is going to end. I don't know when. But as long as the news is covering it, as long as the posts are going, and as long as it's staying relevant and people think they can make money, it's going to go from one stock to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And these companies are going to get trashed. The problem is, though, is that somebody each time is going to have to buy the top. I hope that's not you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very watered down version of what shorting is, how it can go right, how it can go wrong, how these people, instead of doing something that shouldn't be legal, did it, but got too greedy, got caught by a bunch of people who were fed the fuck up, and they lost $3 billion this week. And guess where that money went? Will this happen again? It'll happen for a while. Ride the train, boys. Just make sure that you get off before it comes to an end, okay? There you go. Why did I get into AMC? I don't really need to draw the chart, but I'll give it to you this way. AMC at $2 bounced at $2 3 times over the last 6 months. AMC is going to at least come back. It got to $7 twice, okay? It's a shit company and it's not going to come back, but it bounced off of that. I saw that happen. I saw the volume build up for the longest it's ever been, and then I saw a bunch of people discussing, hey, GameStop squeeze, I wonder if we could do the same with AMC. And I said, wait, the technicals are there? The shit posting is there, and the fundamentals are there? Yeah, I'm going to buy 2,000 shares at $2.87. And 3 days, and these guys watch me live. They know I did all this live. And 3 days later, I turned $7,000 into, well, this morning it was 70,000, but, or 60,000. It's down a little bit now. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a TLDR of everything that just happened. Obviously, I'm not getting into the specifics, but most people here are new to this and they're just wanting to learn. All right. Let's keep talking. Let's keep going. They halted Nokia. They're hurting my boy Nokia. Hey, Stocky, I bought the bottom of AMC at $13. Good luck, sir. I also put $10,000 yesterday that I sold from Blink shares and put it into BB. And I also took $10,000 worth of AMC, that a profit, and dumped it in Nokia today here at this. So this has been a huge day. Thank God. I just had a baby. I have bills to pay.